Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Inspiration Station. Today I have something different for you, and I hope you enjoy that. Instead of a scrapbook page or even a card, today I'm making a little gift or favor, if you will. This one will be for Valentine's Day, and what it is a lip balm holder. So you can give these. This would be a great little Valentine to make up, have your middle school or high school age kids do, to give to their friends. Or for your kids to give to their teachers. I think it's a great little Valentine. I got this idea from another YouTuber. The channel is Lyric Lover Cards, and she did this as a craft fair item. Let's see, it's her craft fair idea number 8 is the video that I got it from. So I will try to link that below so you can go back and see her version of it. I did make one slight change when I made it, and I'll show you what that is. The best thing about this is that you can do this with half a sheet of cardstock and just a 3 1/4 inch strip of pattern paper. Very simple. So the first thing you're going to do is cut your base cardstock. That's the base of this little book, to 3 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then you're going to score it at 2 3/8 and 3 1/8. And I've done that here. Now, on the original directions from Lyric Lover, her little piece here that holds the chapstick or the lip balm in place was 1 inch by 3 inches. I found that when I cut this, I was able to get 2 covers from one piece, but it didn't leave me enough for 2 of the insert pieces. So I made it 3/4 of an inch instead, and it works just fine, and I'm able to get 2 of these little booklets out of one half sheet of 8 1/2 by 11. So that was the only change that I made. So we've got our base. We have our 3/4 inch by 3 inch strip, which is going to hold the lip balm in place, and this needs to be scored at 3 3/4 and 2 1/4. Now I just lost my scoring tool. Hold on one moment. So we're going to score this piece at 3/4 of an inch and 2 1/4. And we're going to fold that. And this piece we're going to curve. And you can do this with your bone folder. You could wrap it around the lip balm or whatever you want to do. I'm just going to use the bone folder just to kind of coerce this paper into a curve so that it holds nicely inside the base. So get that out of the way. Now, you will need, if you want to tie it together, you will need to have some ribbon. In this case, I'm using this thin red ribbon. This is a 1/8 inch. The one I used on here of the gold was a 1/4 inch. Whatever works. I don't think I'd go any bigger than 1/4 of an inch. But before you put any of the papers inside, you want to attach this. So I'm going to cut this piece in half. It's about 12 inches. It depends on how well you can tie a bow, and I can't. So I use a little bit more than I think I probably need to. I'm just not able really to tie a bow anymore. My hands do not want to cooperate with me, so I won't be tying this on camera. But we will just stick this down. I put a little bit of adhesive down, and I'm going to put this one, just try to line it up. It doesn't have to be exact, but I'll put that there. Yep, that's a little bit more on that side. Get it a little even. Lift it up. That looks about right. Okay, and then we're going to take our piece that we have here. So it looks sort of like, I don't know what you'd call that. Well, anyway, it's a curve with 2 flat wings on it. And on the wings, we're going to put some adhesive on both wings. And we're going to line it. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but right where my score line is there, we're going to fold one end back, and we're going to put that right on the score line, right like that. Okay. Then the other side you're going to put on the other score line, just like that. Now, before I press that down really hard, I do want to take one of my lip balms and slide it in there and make sure that that fits. If it doesn't, you may have to adjust where you glue it or your score line so that it will fit. So that's just a little tip I learned while making these. Then you're going to use pattern paper. You're going to need to cut 4 pieces that are 2 1/8 by 3 1/4. That would be these pieces. And 1 piece that's 5/8 by 3 inches. The 5/8 by 3 inches is going to get glued onto the spine of the book. And you can, if you want to, you can ink the edges on all of these. I'm not going to because I like the brighter white for this. But we're just going to center it there and put it on the spine like that. If I can get it centered. Not quite. There we go. All right. I did ink on my Christmas one. I did ink the edges because the paper lent itself to that more vintagey feel. So that's an option for you. One of the things I failed to mention when I was talking about cutting the paper is watch for your directionals. If you have a strong directional like this, make sure that the height is the 3 1/8 measurement. So it's 2 3/8 by 3 1/8. This was the one I used first, and it was double-sided. So I used 2 on the outside and 2 the other side on the in. On this paper, I'm not as fond of the red chevron, so I'm going to use the same paper, same side of the paper on all of the panels. Now I like to have a more finished looking edge, so I'm going to use my corner rounder and just snip off the outside corners on the base. Like that. Make sure I get it going right up. And then on these, you're going to do just the outside corners. So I like to lay them out, make sure I know where they're going to go. So on this one, we'll do the ones on the right. And I'm going to stick it right down now so I don't mess it up later, except that my ATG has wound itself around the wheel. Let's try that again. Did I get any? Nope, it's still stuck. Gotta love ATG. All right, keep going, keep going. Well, this is not working well. Oh, I think I got it now. There we go. It just was being difficult. All right, so make sure my hearts are going in the right direction there. They're going to go here. Got to get rid of the glue that's stuck to my finger. Then this side, we're going to do the left side, corner round. And try and make them lined up so that they're a little even. Okay, that's the inside. Flip it over. Do the same thing on the outside. Almost forgot to round those corners. There we go. Right, and there you have the basis of the book. And now you can decorate it however you would like. So I just die cut a couple of pieces and stamped them. On this one, I put the heart on the outside and the circle on the inside. You could do it the opposite on this one, if you would like. It's kind of cute. I think I like the heart bigger on this side. Yeah. So I already put some foam tape on these. I'm using a thin foam, like a 1 millimeter foam, I think it is, on the one that's going on the inside. Right there. And then on the outside, I'm using a little bit thicker. I think that might be 2 millimeter. I would just center it on there. And that's it, guys. That is the whole thing. Find my lip balm that rolled away. And you're just going to stick that right up in there. Look at that. And you will tie your bow, and it's done. Now I can glue this down better. Obviously, I was in a hurry showing it, but I will go back and glue that down. But look at that. Isn't that adorable? I just think it's so cute. And like I said, you can do them for all different occasions. You could do Christmas. I had another one here that I had started in some darker tones for Christmas. If you wanted to do this as a birthday favor, that would be great too, using birthday paper. So really pretty easy. I will put the measurements down in the comments below, or in the description box rather, and I hope you give it a try. Please leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and maybe I'll find some more little crafty projects like this to do in the future. Thanks again. Have a great day.